Hello, and welcome to Don't Forget Your Pearls, where we empower women to thrive in every area of their lives. I am your host, Dr. Tanisha Douglas. I'm a midwife and a minister and an overall multi-dimensional woman. But as a midwife in particular, I feel called to walk with women throughout the lifespan. So whether you are in young adulthood or embracing your golden years, Don't Forget Your Pearls wants to be a resource of wisdom to help you on your journey. So sit back, grab a cup of tea. Thank you for joining us. Don't forget your pearls. Today, we are discussing unfiltered confidence. I have a trailblazer with me today, and I'm so excited to have you. Ashley, thank you for coming to the show.
Thank you so much for having me.
I want to tell the audience a little bit more about you. Ashley, number one, I would say is a trailblazer. She's the visionary of Sorry for the Wait, which is Nashville's largest plus-size fashion show. She's a choreographer. She is an entrepreneur, producer, graphic designer on the side, leader, overall leader, and just a very awesome woman.
Thank you.
And I'm so glad to have you today.
Thank you so much. I'm so glad to be here. Thank you for having me.
So on the show, we sip tea. And today's tea was specially blended for you. So we have a black rose petal leaf tea.
Wow. Okay.
So the black tea I chose because it is for focus and clarity. Black tea has a boldness to it, and I would describe you as bold.
Thank you.
And then, Ashley Rose, that goes without saying. So that's why I chose the rose petal mix. And roses are known for beauty, resilience, love, and just to open the dialogue. And so this is the Ashley Rose blend.
Thank you. I love that. Awesome. You have to give me the recipe.
I will. Actually, I will give you the tea before I let you take the.
Okay.
I'll let you take the tea home.
Thank you.
All right. So we'll just jump right in, and I want this to be laid back. I want it to be conversational.
Okay.
So will you just tell us a little bit? I want the audience to get to know you a little bit more, and tell us a little bit about your journey to becoming a model and how you started.
Okay, awesome. I actually started modeling at the young age of 11. I started because my mom and I, one day we were out shopping. We were at a grocery store or a clothing store. I can't remember which one. It's been some time now. And we ran into Miss Deborah Robinson. And at the time, I was into athletics. I was a tomboy, believe it or not. I did basketball, volleyball, track, the whole 9 yards. If it was something going on, I was a part of it. And Ms. Robinson, she asked my mom, would I be interested in modeling? Because I was tall and slender, and she was like, oh, I think she'd be perfect. I had absolutely no interest in modeling at all. I just wanted to play basketball and didn't have any interest. But my mom took me to practice, and I started practicing. I was very shy, very bashful, did not want to be there. I was just afraid to be in front of people. Believe it or not, I was really shy. And so I had my very first show at age 11. That was in 96. A long time ago. Had my very first show, and my alter ego just came out. Everybody was like, wow, who was that? That was my first time having a little quick weave in. I had a little bob, and I went and got my nails done, and you couldn't tell me anything. I was an entirely different person, and I was able to channel that bold personality that was always inside of me, but I just didn't display it. And so that allowed me to do that. Modeling did. Yep.
Wow. That's good. I really like that. I was thinking, I know you talked about Miss Deborah. I know that is one of your inspirations.
Absolutely.
I hope she watches. I know she'll be proud. Who are some of your who inspires you? Who inspires you in modeling and life? Who are some of your inspirations?
Okay. My aunt, Carolyn Cox, she's an inspiration to me as well. When I moved here to Nashville, she was that person that pushed me above my limits. Things that I did not want to do. She really helped me to grow up and mature as a young lady. And so I'm so grateful for, you know, her pouring into my life and being a great support system. She's been amazing, an amazing role model. And so it's because of her who I am today.
Wow. Wow. We might cry. It's okay. Because I'm a crier. So
Me
and
too.
it's okay. It's okay. I've been crying on almost all the shows. So somebody might
Okay, so I don't feel bad.
It's okay. You don't have to feel bad at all. And I wanted to, you know, just kind of go on there. And you kind of spoke to it about how you came alive on the runway. And when I did your bio, I said that you had unmatched confidence, because I had never seen confidence. Pretty much like, you know, you are, I would say you my confidence coach.
Thank you.
So was there a moment, was that always in you, or was it like cultivated, or where did it come from?
It wasn't always in me for a long time. Even me at a young age, at 11, being able to channel my bold side, even off of the runway, I still was this very shy, reserved person. Very, very quiet, very withdrawn, barely talked or interacted with people, very, very socially awkward. I was always fearful of what people may think or what they may say or how they viewed me. And so I didn't interact with people a whole lot. And so I would say probably in my mid-20s, I would always get body shame, because I had gained weight, because, you know, I told you I played sports. And so after I, you know, kind of quiet down from playing sports, I started to gain weight. And so people would always say negative things. Oh, you've gotten so big and this and that, you know, all the body shaming things that people can say. And so I was fearful of just being me. I was fearful of going out and people judging me and criticizing me. And I would run into people that I hadn't seen in a long time, and they would go back and report to my friends and family that, oh, I saw Ashley and she's gained so much weight and all this and that. And so all of that would hurt my feelings. It would really, really bother me. And so after a while, I said, you know what? There's no sense in being afraid of who I am. I'm exactly who God has me to be. And so because of that, I just said, you know what? I'm going to embrace who I am. I'm going to love me out loud, and it doesn't matter what other people think or what they say or how they feel. And I learned that those people were projecting their insecurities upon me.
Come on now. That's true.
Yep. And so I just started to thrive in that. I was like, you know what? I am who I am. You just got to accept me as I am.
I am who I am.
That's right.
That's so true. And so what I think one of the things that I admire about you is, again, you found that woman within, and then you created a platform for other women. And I've benefited from that platform. And so what inspired you to create Sorry for the Wait?
Well, because so I've taken part in so many different fashion shows across Nashville, surrounding cities and states, and I've always been in shows that incorporate some plus size models, but not anything that really focused on us. So they may have like a segment with plus size models, but even some of that, we kind of get swept under the rug. We kind of get brushed off to the side, because sometimes people would look at us and say, oh, well, they may not be able to walk that well, or I don't really want that person representing my brand. And so I wanted to create a platform where plus size women can be recognized and they can be celebrated for the body that they're in. And so that's when I started Sorry for the Wait. And when I created Sorry for the Wait, I wanted to create it based on all of the experiences I've ever had in modeling. And so, as you know, you've been a part of it. I do things a particular way, very structured, very militant when it comes to Sorry for the Wait. And it's because of my experiences, whether it comes to like punctuality or the organization of something, whatever it is, literally everything is based on my experiences. I've had good experiences, I've had bad experiences. And I've taken from each one of those and said, I wanted to create something different. I wanted to create something that is bold, something that's fierce, something that is confident, something that's unlike the others. And sometimes with that, I have to make decisions that people don't necessarily like, but that's the vision that I see for my company.
Come on, because that was actually you bringing me right into my next question for you. I know, well, I'm going to back into we're going to come back to that next question, but I wonder, because being a part of Sorry for the Wait, and I'm going to give you, well, I don't want to get too ahead of myself, but it really does kind of bring out that confidence in a woman. And it has, for me, has just snowballed in so many other areas of my life. Whether that is the confidence, whether that is on professionally, on the job, whether that is stepping out and doing what you see happening right now. I have to thank you.
You're welcome.
Because, again, it's that confidence that can help you step into and go into the calling that you have. So I wonder sometimes, do you really understand the impact? What impact do you think that Sorry for the Way has had?
Sometimes it's a challenge to understand the impact because I know with the layout of things and the structure of things, it doesn't necessarily sit well with a lot of people. But I know, regardless if people admit it or not, I know it has impacted them in some kind of way. And like you said, for me, it's bigger than just a runway. I don't only want plus-size women to have confidence on the runway. I want them to have it off the runway as well, whether it's in a relationship, it's at a job, it's at a job interview, wherever it is, even just a platform like this. Like, this is even a challenge for me, but you've helped me with something like this because I don't like speaking in front of people. I don't like public speaking. I don't like to be on the camera, in this manner. But it helps produce that confidence in all aspects of your life. And that's my goal.
Well, this is the thing. There's a proverb that says, iron sharpens iron.
Absolutely.
And again, you have sharpened me, and I'm going to help sharpen you. And that's what friendship is really about. When you get a group of women that support, that inspire, that cheer each other on, and then that work with each other's strengths and weaknesses. We can take over the world.
There's nothing we cannot do.
There's nothing we cannot do, and that's just that's important. And again, I think that's another impact of the sisterhood. And again, that's going to be part two, the camaraderie, the community, the sisterhood that has come out of it. I think that's a part of its impact as well. But being a visionary does not come without challenges. And I know that you face some challenges. Can you speak to any of the that you want to, a challenge maybe that you've, in being the visionary of Sorry for the Way that you've come on to, and how did you overcome it?
Oh, let's see. What direction would I want to go in?
And you can take your time. And it's only to the point you want to share it to.
Okay, let's see. Challenges. Probably one of my greatest challenges is setting a standard for Sorry for the Way as a whole. Primarily, I would say with the models, that is a great challenge because, of course, you have to be considerate of each individual, but then I also have to be mindful of this is a business. And I have to stand firm on what the expectations and the boundaries are. And if I don't, then, things can become chaotic, even though it may not necessarily be suitable, fitting for the individual, but I have to make decisions that are best for everybody as a whole. And sometimes that can be very, very challenging because it's hard. You can't accommodate every single individual. You just can't. And so I try to make those decisions that are suitable for everybody as a whole. And sometimes that can be really, really challenging.
And that pretty much also takes me into kind of my next question, and it's about entrepreneurship. Because you're a bomb entrepreneur too, and leader, and I believe that some wisdom can be, pulled from that and shared with other women. So I was thinking, and then also experience is the best teacher.
Absolutely.
And I've learned that, when you create something, you learn as you go.
That's right.
A lot of people think you got to be perfect to start something.
You don't.
No, just start it, do it, because you're going to learn. And again, it's going to get better and better as you go. And so, get rid of that. It has to be perfect before you get started.
That's right.
Start it. And then we learn as you go. So I was interested in in this journey of entrepreneurship and production and leadership, how you've catapulted out. You speak to a lesson maybe that you've learned in that journey.
A lesson that I've learned. Oh, I've learned so many different lessons. Let's see. Probably one of the greatest things with entrepreneurship and even being a visionary producer, all of those things, is it's important to have discernment. And be mindful of the people that are in your space. Those people can make or break your brand. And it's so important because not everybody has your best interest at heart. People see that you have something great and they want to be a part of it. Sometimes, you know, without, like I said, the best intentions.
Come on.
And so you just have to be mindful of those things. And when you do see something, you know, that may not be suitable or fits well with your brand, you have to make that decision, you know, to make adjustments. And it may be hard to do, but you have to do what's best for your brand.
That's true. That's true. Let's see. What advice maybe would you, again, that almost answers this question, but we can piggyback off of it a little bit. But what advice would you give to other or new women entrepreneurs?
I would say walk in your purpose. Like Tanisha said, don't be afraid to start not already having things together. You can start and learn as you go. You know, you want to have like a basic foundation, but you can grow and learn as you go. And as you go along, you're going to learn new things. You're going to meet new people. You're going to come across different things and different experiences that are going to make you shift and adjust things. And so you just have to kind of go with that. But don't be afraid to start. And also don't welcome everybody's opinion, you know, about what it is that your vision is, because it's your vision. God gave it to you.
Come on.
And so you can't welcome everybody's idea on how you should maneuver your vision.
Come on.
So you got to just be confident and stand firm in what it is that you want to do in the vision that God gave you.
All right. That's good. That's good. And you were very creative, because you get creative with the show. The creativity comes out, and that's awesome. How do you balance the creativity and the business?
Ooh, that's a challenge, Tanisha. It's hard. You know what? It can be challenging. You know, like you said, the business side and then the creativity. But honestly, God just gives it to me and I just go. I mean, I could just be in the middle of something and I'm like, you know what? I like that idea. Let me put it on my notepad. I got notes galore. Like I got all kind of ideas and all kind of, you know, visions that I want to execute. Usually they come 2, 3, 4 o'clock in the morning. I'm like, oh, let me take a note of this. I'm like, oh, I want to reach out to the team, but I know they sleep, but they'll just see it in the morning. Let me see what their thoughts are. And another thing that I do, and I've been mindful of this as I've gone along, like year by year, because like you said, each year you grow. And so this year I've been very intentional about getting my team's feedback and their input, because I know even though, you know, I'm, you know, primarily the visionary, I don't always have the best idea. I don't always have the, you know, the best flow of things. So I always get my team's input. Like, what do y'all think about this? Is this a good idea? Should we do this? Should we not do this? Am I crazy? Because sometimes my vision just runs wild and I'm like, what y'all think about this? And so I try to be intentional about that.
That's good, because again, that's another thing. Wise counsel. We talked about friendship and community. Wise, you know, wise counsel. Having friends that you trust to run those ideas, run those ideas about. The other thing I was thinking of, you know, entrepreneurship can be overwhelming. And I know that you're a big advocate of mental health. And so, you know, what keeps you motivated? What do you do on the tough days?
On the tough days, I've been intentional about this as well. So I've been taking mental health days. I need those. So my mental health day looks like turning off all electronic devices and just having me time. Whether that's just sitting at home watching Netflix and doing absolutely nothing else. Don't even get off the couch. Or I may take myself out to dinner, a movie, whatever, just me time. I go get a massage, a facial. I just have my me time. And it's so important to stay sane, because when you are a visionary, when you are an entrepreneur, there's so many different things that come your way.
Come on.
And so many things that can be challenging. And sometimes I have to just take a step back. Like, let me just relax and chill, because it's literally one thing after another, after another, after another. And when it rains, it pours.
Come on.
So I'm like, whoo, I need a break.
We all do. And I'm glad to hear you. I'm glad to hear you say that. We recently talked about mental health on the show, and it's important. And Okay, so I got a little game for us, but I'm going to get into one more question.
Okay.
And I was thinking about, this is even with starting the show, entrepreneurship, stepping out, it's a faith journey.
It is.
It is really a faith journey. And so how has faith guided your journey? How is it kind of intertwined in your journey?
Faith has been major from the very, very beginning. When I first started Sorry for the Wait, literally my goal was to sell 100 tickets. And I was like, oh, that's a lot. 100 is a whole lot. To have 100 people come out and support me on my very first plus size show, I'm like, oh, that'd be awesome. We started selling tickets, and I was like, wow, this is amazing. I had to go reconfigure the venue like 3 different times.
Wow.
And it's because I doubted myself. I didn't think that I could do it. I didn't think that people would support. Because I was walking by sight at first and not by faith. So I said, you know what? I just got to trust God. And then when I created the platform, I wanted it to be unlike anything else. I wanted the creative aspect of it. I wanted something that wowed people, where people were like, oh my God, I can't wait to return to the next one. And so each year we've made it bigger and better. And even when those challenges come, I just have to keep the faith. Like, I just got to trust God. I just got to keep the faith. It's not always easy.
It's not.
It's not always easy. I give up every year. Several times a year.
Every year. Every hire yourself.
Several times a year. I'm like, oh gosh, I don't want to do this. This is too much. It's such a challenge. But seriously, I just have to keep the faith and keep going. It's like it's God said, it's not going to be easy. It's not going to be easy.
But it's going to be worth it.
But it's worth it.
But it's worth
I always say the pathway to purpose is not easy. It's not at all.
It's not easy, but it's so worth it.
It is.
So worth it. I think that's a good transition to our game here. So it's going to be quick and easy. All you have to do is say the first thing that comes to your mind or complete the sentence that I give you here. So it's just finish the sentence. Okay. True beauty is...
boldness.
Ooh. The next one, a bold choice that I've made that changed my life is
creating a plus size platform.
The secret to success is
confidence.
Ooh, I love it. The one thing that I would tell every woman is?
The one thing I would tell every woman is to remind yourself that you are enough. In spite of whatever comes your way, remind yourself that you are enough.
You are enough. When I step on the runway, I feel.
Fierce.
Faith has taught me.
Faith has taught me to remain steadfast.
And the last one, a confident woman is?
Bold, fierce, and confident.
All right. Well, the next thing is, on this show, we give women their flowers.
Oh, look at you.
And so I want to give you your flowers.
Thank you.
Number one, I thank you. Number one, I really do. I really thank you for walking boldly and authentically in who you are, confidently. Because when you do that, you inspire others to do the same. And so, I mean, even through Sorry for the Wait, I've met my co-producer, Latavia. It inspired me to step out and even start this show. So I appreciate you.
Thank you.
Being a confident, bold woman, and you've inspired me and many others.
Thank you.
So
I appreciate you.
You're welcome.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome. Well, guys, that is a wrap for today's show. We want to thank you so much for joining us. Be sure that you are subscribed to us on YouTube. Make sure that you follow us on other forms of social media. And then again, also remember, don't forget your pearls.